Here's the airport. We're about ready to leave to go to Mexico. Here we are that night with Brother Alex and Jose Antonio. And here's Anita in the kitchen. There's Alex again. Here's Roberto on top of Anita and Victor's roof showing all the solar panels. And there are many because they are powering his. Okay, here is Popocatépetl, and on the left, Ixtaccíhuatl. You hardly ever get to see them from the roof, but there they were. So Roberto's walking along the roof. He's looking down how far down it is to the garden. And up here on the top floor is the laundry room. He's going to take you for a walk down the stairs from the laundry room. There's a bedroom right by the laundry room. Then you go down some stairs. And the first two things you see are the guest bathroom and Danielle's old room where Robo stayed. Then you go down some more stairs. That's the workout room, which used to be the school Anita taught. Then right in that same level is this Erica's room where I stayed. Now we're going downstairs again. That's Anita and Victor's room. Then you're looking over into the living room, which you got to go down even more stairs to get down to the front hall where the front door is. And then you go down into the living room. There's more stairs. So now he's going to take you outside to the front door area that you have to go downstairs to get to it or upstairs to get to the cars. And it has several people working there, 2 brothers, his son, his brother-in-law. And when we get down in there, you will see it's a pretty big space underground, and it used to be the ground level of the backyard, but they covered that up with dirt and built a room down there, and it has a whole glassed-in area with mainframes because he takes care of the software for many different kidney dialysis businesses all over Mexico. So his mainframes are important to him. There's the tree that used to be in the backyard that's in glass, encased with glass. And so you see how big their office space is down here, which is great because they don't have to drive anywhere to work. Well, let's just say Victor doesn't have to drive anywhere to work. Everybody else has to drive up to Victor's and Anita's house to work. But Victor doesn't have to drive to work. All the streets around their house are very steep cobblestone streets all around their neighborhood. And their neighborhood has 2 security gates you have to get through to get into their neighborhood. So here we go. He's walking down one of the streets to go around to the back wall behind Victor and Anita's house. It's a great place to get morning workouts walking around here because it's so steep all around this neighborhood. They're all really nice houses in here, enclosed. All the way up there are the glass windows of Victor's studio, and above it is the backyard. Now this is Malinche, which is that's the thing we saw, the really amazing Broadway style play.
My mom's restaurant when I was 4 years old is actually now a karaoke bar, which is so funny. It used to be so old traditional and old-timey.
Now we're in Coyoacan at the market. which is really, really a cool place. So many cool things to buy there that are made in Mexico. There's Patty, cousin Patty, who's like a sister. And so we're walking around and shopping. Now we're at the restaurant we always go to in Coyoacan. Sam and Charlie have both been there. And there is Anita with little Lucio, our first time getting to see Lucio. There's Victor, and there's Ellie, Alex's wife, and then there is Martine, Erica's husband. They're the ones with the new baby. Martine is a surgeon. There's Patty with her silly grin that she loves to do. And there's me. And shows our food a little bit. The tortillas are handmade, unbelievable. I wish I could make them like that. And there's we're up in Ajusco, getting ready to go up and see where Anita's ashes were spread in the trees. That's Danielle's wife Lou, holding little Lucio. It's kind of colder, a little colder up there because we're up even higher. There's Danielle. And we're getting ready to climb up the hill to see where the trees were planted, to see how much they've grown in 6 years. And Nala is not with us because she has hip dysplasia. She would have been with us. She was with us 6 years ago. She's the German Shepherd. So here we are climbing up. Now we're walking into the meadow where we spread the ashes underneath 6 pine saplings, and we can already see that they are all taller than us for sure. Any of the little short ones you see, those are the ones we planted 6 years ago. So it's kind of exciting to see those. This time Charlie and Sam and Rosie weren't there, but they were there 6 years ago when we spread the ashes. There's me with a stick because I was having a hard time walking. Here comes Victor and Lou. And time to feed the kid.
Pero el más chico quizá alguno de los chicos. Pero estos, we're thinking like.
See all those little short ones? They're not that short, but that's what we planted.
And
So
I
it's
don't know
really
if there was a
exciting.
combination of trees, whether that one there straight in front of here, because do you think maybe that one was one of them? That one.
I'm pretty sure those two.
Yeah, the distance is correct, and this would put this one to be
Really
one
neat.
of them.
Really neat to see
Maybe.
that. So it was a
Let's
whole
see.
day event.
Eran 6, porque había uno para Patty in the center, no? Uh-huh. What, you have pictures?
And there is Anita showing video of when we were there the last time. There's the last time. There's Ellie. And there's pictures of everybody there. This is from 6 years ago. There's Charlie. The mountain that overlooks where she's buried. I still have my black hair. There's Nala, Erica's German Shepherd. It was a real special day. There's Patty, I think. And us. There was tall grass there when we planted these seedlings. It was a special day, happy day. There's Sam and Rosie planting their seedling. And there's some ashes up in the air of Anita. So that was really special to put this all together. And there's the old group from 6 years ago and the new group from a couple weeks ago. Old and new. And then we have a couple other pictures and then a picture. There's the baby. A little bit of all of us this time around. There's the baby again. Real cutie. Now we're eating at one of those little restaurants up in the mountain in Ajusco, in the park. Again, amazing, handmade, right there on the spot tortillas. There's a picture with her kids, Anita's kids, and her grandkids years ago. And Charlie quite a few years ago. And now this is a neighborhood we went to, La Condesa. 4 of us went walking around. A lot of expats live there. And then this is the Children's Museum, which was really fun. Very, very amazing children's museum. There's an axolotl. Everybody knows what that is now. They're just the cutest little things ever. And so we saw some tanks with those. That's the outside of the building. Incredible. One of the things inside that took a picture of Roberto. Lots of colorful, neat stuff. This is the Ferris wheel. And we're riding in the Ferris wheel. Very, very large Ferris wheel. Just opened this past year. That's the rest of the new theme park. And we're up there. It took about 25 minutes to ride around on the Ferris wheel. It was very slow, but you sure could see all around Mexico City in this Ferris wheel. A lot of incredible views. Incredible Ferris wheel. So slow that you can jump on and off when you get down and get in and get out. So it goes very slowly.
We ate in there in that.
Sí, that's the Lago Algo, y era el Lago Mayor.
Used to be a nightclub with your mom and dad.
So fun. That was a lot of fun. You can see some of the main roadways from up there, which there are a lot of big traffic-y roadways. What we're seeing a lot of there is Chapultepec Park, which is much, much bigger than Central Park, if you can imagine. Now we're in the museum. That sculpture was made by that guy who is the stepbrother of Ellie. They had their opening night, and that's that. Then we came a couple days later to see it, and we saw some other things. This is their Museum of Modern Art. And so we went to see it and some other sculptures in there. Kind of cool stuff. I like that one. And then this is us at the Museum of Anthropology, but of course Anita wasn't alive anymore, but we just put that in there. We only took a couple pictures this time. Now we're visiting Keta. That's Cousin Patty's mom, because she had a very special relationship with Roberto. This is Patty's collection of manger scene things. Here we are with up at, well, still at at Anita and Victor's and showing the blanket that I made for Erica's baby, Lucio, which took me like 3 months to make. And then Roberto brought the horse for him. It was inflatable, so that's why we were able to bring it. So he's just turning 8 months, and he's going to be more and more excited about this as the months go on, I think. Can't really sit on it himself without falling over yet. But he's a cutie. He just loves it. Here we are at Jardines de Mexico, down in the state of Morelos. Beautiful gardens, much, much bigger than Kanapaha. Very hot that day, and we really enjoyed that. We went there on our way to Tepoztlan, where we stayed for the weekend. So that's what that is. Beautiful, beautiful gardens. There's Tepoztlan with the mountains all around it. Really cool little town. Here's us sitting at the table at the house we rented, which belongs to the aunt of Lou. And Roberto did a little walkthrough. There's some of the mountains. There's a pool right at the edge of the cliff there. There's Nala cooling off. There's Summit being downtown Tepoztlan. Now, Roberto took a video here, a couple of videos showing the two parts of the house. There's the main part with the kitchen and the living room and the pool and one of the bedrooms. And then the second building has 5 other bedrooms, and every single bedroom has its own bathroom. And Lou's Aunt Wendy built this place like over 30 years ago as a vacation home, but she rents it out for visitors like us, various visitors now, because she lives in Mexico City. It was hot there too, enough that we got mosquito bites,
for which this place is known.
even though it was up at like
This is across the valley.
7,800 feet,
And
believe it or not.
Tepozteco would be way
Then
and it stretches to the left, where not that one, but somewhere over there. There's like pyramids.
he's just showing the
young
pool
people
area
in
and the
morning.
house. It
Very
was really
steep.
fun. Now he's going to
Mostly
walk
stairs,
up
I think.
into the house. There's a little pool
Storage.
room.
And then you have the rest of it, which I
Beautiful,
already showed. I
beautiful
think.
house. There's Anita.
Welcome to our home.
And this is up
To our
into the
vacation
master
home.
bedroom. And there's Erica changing Lucio.
Y ese es el bebé, el centro de toda la atención de todo mundo.
So they got the master bedroom.
Está hablando, no lo interrumpan. Qué bueno que llegué a tiempo para no ver todo lo malo que pasó.
And bathroom,
Nada
etc.
más. Hijo, storage? This is a lot of storage. No, pues,
Okay, now we're going to see, I believe, oh yeah, there's a couple more pictures before those guys take off, and they're going to climb up early in the morning. They're going to climb up to, here they're climbing, about half the people climbed up to the top of the pyramid. Very, very strenuous, dangerous climb. I mean, it's stone steps, but it's really strenuous, so a lot of us older people couldn't go. Would have 2 years ago, but not now. So they did that early in the morning on Sunday before we all left. Now, this is the train, brand new train to Toluca, which is up even more thousands of feet, up where Erica and Martine live. So we're waiting to get on the train. And that shows you Mexico City on the right with all those little stringy things. And it goes up to Toluca. Takes about 30 or 40, 35, 40 minutes, 40 minutes to get up there. It was very exciting because it was a brand new train. For some reason, they don't have any bathrooms on the train, which is pretty bizarre. But you're seeing some of the countryside on the way up to Toluca, which is also a really amazing place. Now here's Lucio enjoying something. He's learning how to eat solids. And we're babysitting him for a couple of hours while Erica has one of her acupuncture patients at her studio down the street. And so we babysat him, and that was fun. And he's enjoying all his little toys we brought him. Now we're in the cable cars. Also a pretty new thing in Mexico City. They're going to be going all over the place in several directions. And so we rode the cable cars. You really get a good view of the city in those. Cablebus. And that was so fun. And we rode them all the way down to a place called Los Pinos, which is a big compound, gorgeous gardens, where most of the presidents lived over the past century, I guess. Before that, they lived in this castle up on a hill. But it's a beautiful compound. We're going to see part of that. So here we are coming in to a station, of which there are several. And you get quite a view of the city, which shows you all the... Now, what you're looking at now is probably the biggest cemetery I know of. And it's just covered in little mini mausoleums. I mean, it's huge. It just goes on and on and on. And it would be really fun to be up here in the cable car on Dia del Muertos, because everything would be very colorful on that day. It was kind of overcast too, so wasn't not like we could see the mountains that day. It was kind of overcast. A lot of rain this time of year, but the temperatures stay in the 50s and the 70s, so that's really good.
Anthropology. Yeah. Where?
The city has 38 million people, so you can imagine it's pretty sprawled out and huge.
No hace eso, ¿no? Aquí sí tengo. Y acá, pero no me han,
Casi no.
You know,
no me han itcheado.
Ay, pero
Roberto and I
Got a
have
lot of cable car footage here.
Skin So Soft spray. It doesn't have any DEET, but it works really well.
sí.
Who knew?
Traemos botellitas así de... Aquí me la tengo metida diario.
Ay, mira los calzones que decía mi esposo. Es padre.
Kind of hard to see through that window. It's kind of dirty to see some of the main part of, I think that's downtown, but, and all those trees, that's Chapultepec, which is part of the huge park. Has so many things in it. Museum of Anthropology, Museum of Modern Art, so many museums. Just, and so many, and the Ferris wheel is in there, and just so many things you could do in there. A lake, restaurants, you name it, in that park. We've been there many times. There's more of the cemetery. Just unbelievable.
porque trabajo aquí en la secretaría que
So that cable car ride was pretty exciting for us.
La de Dolores. Ah, mira, pues aquí están.
Ya pasamos.
Panteón de Dolores, precisamente será. ¿Tú crees que ya pasamos la charrería?
Sí, Panteón de Dolores. Charrería ya. Charrería es cuando se bajaron.
Los charros.
Now we're in Los Pinos, and some of these shots are not our shots, obviously. We weren't there with Mark Zuckerberg, but you can see the beautiful gardens and some of the white houses, so to speak, where the presidents lived. Was a time when Clinton was there. So we just got and there's Roberto in the garden sitting in a funny chair. This is a couple of really cool things in one of the houses. Those things are opening and closing while Roberto touches a house plant. And it's hooked up to these electrode things, and every time he touches the plant leaves, these things open and close, which is pretty cool. This is on the way down to Zocalo. We stopped to see probably the most famous illustrator in Mexico City from back in the early part of last century. And so he was so famous as an illustrator. He traveled the entire world, even Bali, different islands in Japan and all over, and did illustrations for magazines, Vanity Fair that they had down there. This is my favorite painting of all of his stuff. He did paintings as well. Incredible guy. We're having comida at the Grand Hotel up in the very top floor, overlooking Zocalo, the cathedral, and the office buildings. There's all the people down there selling things. A lot of fun. This is the Grand Hotel. We're at the very top where we ate at the restaurant, and you can look down to the bottom floor, but the stained glass at the top is so beautiful. Now on the first floor. The first floor, looking up. Woo. So that was just so cool to be up there. And look at all the mesh they have to keep things from breaking through the glass. And we're in the elevator now, having a selfie, looking up at the restaurant again from down below. There's a picture of the president. There's going to be an exhibit of the indigenous tribes over the weekend. So that's what they were setting up. And here we are at the airport having breakfast. And that's it.